form. When you reemerge into non-physical, you're non-physical. Call them whatever you want. And in this non-physical, when you make your transition into non-physical, you leave behind all doubt and fear and worry, because you leave all resistant thought behind. The vortex version of you is what reemerges into non-physical. All of this non-physical is eagerly interested in you all out here on this leading edge. Think about it. If thoughts are turning to things, if that's the progression of creation, then isn't it logical that this creative energy that you think of in all kinds of different terms, you often call it God, that creative energy is forward moving out here on the leading edge with all of you. Non-physical energy is focused here with you. So as you're exploring something, that non-physical energy is there, and the emotions that you feel in any moment, in every moment, are your indication of how in sync you are with Source's perspective on what you're living right here and now, and your own perspective on what you're living here and now. So yes, angels, non-physical energy, Source, God, inner being, it doesn't matter what you call that perspective. Esther is aware that her dearly departed husband, Jerry, who reemerged into non-physical, is so interested in what's going on in her life experience. She finds so many things, and she knows for sure that she's receiving that thought from that higher perspective, who is intimately interested in the specifics of what she is still doing that he was interested in when he was here in his body. He's still interested in the gardens. He's still interested in the river stream in Texas. He's still interested in this body of work. He's still interested in every question. People who can see energy can see him standing here on the stage. Anybody got a glimpse of Jerry here today? He is right here. And so no one ever leaves. No one ever goes anywhere. You have so much backup. But for the most part, you've pinched yourself off from that help, from that intuition, from that backup, from that non-physical awareness of where you are in relationship to everything you want, because you're so busy efforting and struggling and remembering and comparing and measuring and justifying and defending and so forth. So once you chill, you get more in the receptive mode, and then you'll have more awareness of all of that. And oh, it's so fun to flow and blow with non-physical energy flowing through you. A sense of invincibility comes over you. You just know, right place, right time all the time. Just doesn't even matter. The other day, Esther quite often will hand a $20 bill out the window to someone who's standing there with a sign. And often she knows that they're just part of some business and they're going to take it off and do something else with it. But she gets an impulse. Sometimes it's really strong. So the other day, there's a man standing over, and she is turning left, and there's a car between the man and Esther, and she realized she had time because the light had just turned red for her. And so she rolled down her passenger window and she honked the horn and she said, "Come this way." And he came and he stuck his head in the passenger window, and she handed him a $20 bill and gave him a thumbs up. She wanted him to move so that he didn't get run over. He was so excited when he realized he had money, and quite a lot of it, and he ran into McDonald's. And Esther thought, this was the most satisfying thing I have felt in a really, really long time. And she had decided she was going to go get some juice that morning. There are infinite places that she could get juice. Why was that the one that was inspired to her? She knows for sure that she was going to be a step 2 part of somebody's step 1 asking, that she was going to get to be that. And when it manifested, she felt the exhilaration of all the non-physical angels, if you want to call it, his inner being, her inner being, everybody in on how this was going to work out for him and for her. That's just what makes the world go round. You're all giving and taking and helping and receiving and being step 1 and step 2. But the more you find some way to be in step 3, then the more you get to be in on it, in on life, alive. Esther wasn't all cocky and proud. I'm just handing out money here and there. She was following inspiration and got the big manifestational payoff. This guy was hungry, and he went and got something to eat. And doesn't that feel good to be a facilitator in something like that? Don't you want to be the answer to people's questions and the solutions to their problems? Don't you want to be so tuned in? Don't you want to be a steady stream of pure positive energy? Don't you like being the messenger? Don't you like your timing to be perfect? Don't you like to be in that place where you get the impulse? And Esther didn't go looking for him. She didn't know he was going to be there. She's never even seen anybody in that area before. It was just excellent, excellent timing. And all of you, if you want to call it angels, knew that it was.